Hi and welcome to MFL Outdoors, and tonight we're back on the bunnies, but we're back on the bunnies with the ThermTec Ares 2.0 650L. L standing for LRF, and it also has the ballistics calculator. So we're going to give that a go on the bunnies tonight. So I'm up here on the fells, I'm just waiting for darkness to come in and we'll see how we get on. So grab yourself a coffee and come and join me. Okay, as usual, I'm using the Browning T-Bolt in 2.2. I'm using the ThermTec Ares 2, that's a 650L. I'm using CCI 45 grain suppressor hollow points. So, that's the kit for tonight. I'm just having a quick peek over the dry stone wall to see what's about. There's one or two on there. Not many at the moment though, but still early. Weather conditions are perfect tonight for the thermal. Well, so far, that can change. But I'm letting this one come running down so you can see how detailed the image is. Thermal's just come a long way from what it was in the past. Yep, I think he spied me. He's off. With any thermal scope, when you start to zoom in from base magnification, it will start to pixelate. But this scope's handling it really well. It's still a cracking picture. This one's at 82 meters, so the ballistics calculator is working here, so we'll see how we go. Well, there was nothing wrong with that calculation. This one's just making its way along the fell wall. If you look into the background there, you can see the scope still picking up the rabbits right at the back of on the fell, and they're in between all the heather as well. This one doesn't seem to be in any hurry, which is good for me. Right, well that's the first 6, so I'm going to reload my magazine and get back out there. Right, before I carry on, I'm going to make a slight alteration to the 0 because I wasn't quite happy with the bullet placement, and as you can see, it's very easy to do. I like to have my 0 absolutely spot on. By freezing the picture, it makes it much easier to make accurate adjustments. Here I'm just increasing the magnification because it gives you a much finer tuning on the X and Y axis. Once zeroed, I always write down my X and Y axis for all my scopes, just in case something gets reset by accident and I don't have to re-zero again. Right, and here we have a couple of rats on the pheasant feeder. and as you can see, it's worked out how to use the spring on the bottom. By it standing up and moving that spring, it's releasing the grain. Although these feeders are put out for pheasants, they also benefit a multitude of wildlife during the winter months. Unfortunately, rats is one we don't want to benefit. That was handy. That looks like 2 rats for 1 bullet. A bit of helicopter tail going on there. At first I thought that was another rat poking its head out the wall, but it's not, it's just a little vole. You quite often get them living in the dry stone walls. 2 rats, 1 shot. Wasn't bad, was it? It was eating off a pheasant feeder. But they must have been both together, and I shot them both at the same time, so nice fatties, especially that one there right underneath. Okay, well, as you saw, that was a couple of rats on the pheasant feeder. They've worked out how to get the seed out. They're not daft. Now back to the rabbits. This cover crop is great for the pheasants. It's also great for the bunnies as well. At first sign of trouble and they bolt back into there. I've managed to sneak down the side of a dry stone wall, and I'm just at a gate entrance and it hasn't noticed me yet. This one's down the bottom of a steep embankment, and you can see the dry stone wall behind. They jump up onto the top of there and have a look around, and then they drop down into the field to feed. I don't think this one's quite worked out what's going on, otherwise it would have been over that wall. The rifle's unloaded, but I thought I'd let you see the quality of the picture of the sheep in the adjacent field. We've got another one here that's just come over the wall. This one is ducked down and is trying to hide in the grass. But that's the benefit of a thermal. You can see them without any problem. This one's also trying to lie low. Just to the right on the floor you can see one I've already shot. They thought they were safe sitting in the plantation. They were wrong. I'm just having one last scan around, but pretty much everything now has gone to ground and there's just the odd one about. Good exercise though, hiking up and down this steep hillside. Right, well I've been round and I've picked them all up. They're in the back of the truck now. That was a total of 21 I've picked. I shot 23, so I've lost a couple. it happens, nothing you can do about it. I'm sure something will have a good munch on them. And got a couple of rats for one bullet. That wasn't too bad. Right, I'm going to get these back to the shed, get them sorted out, and then I'll come back to you. Here you can see just how steep this embankment is that I have to manoeuvre the vehicle around. This is where good off-road training comes into its own, especially at night. You also have to make sure your vehicle's up to the job. You want it at least 4-wheel drive, and I have full mud terrain tyres on mine, so I get really good grip. I'm halfway down and back on the track, so that's not too bad, but it's still very steep though. It makes an interesting drive if you've got snow or ice on this track. Right, there we have them. 21 in total, and now I've got to go and prepare them all. Right, well that's me done. It's now 11 o'clock, the rabbits are all in the back of the truck, and yeah, it was quite a good night with the ThermTec Ares 2 650L. The only thing I will say is I need to do a little bit of tuning on the ballistics calculator, but apart from that, no, everything's spot on. And that's just something that's inevitable anyhow. Sometimes you just have to do a little bit of tuning just to get them right. So yeah, weather wasn't too bad. Cold, but not as cold as they said it was going to be, so that was one good thing. And now I'm going to head home. I'm going to have myself a drink, something to eat, and look forward to getting these up to the game dealers in the morning. Right, as always, thanks very much for watching. Take care. And as usual, we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.